A few days ago, my brother Caleb invented a game called Operator Please. The point of Operator Please is to take a dead phone, in our case, a battered Motorola Razr, and type either a string of random numbers or the specific birth date of somebody you want to talk to. For some unknown reason, Caleb dialed our grandmother's birthday. This is interesting for a few reasons. Not least because our grandmother died 10 years ago before Caleb was born. Somehow, it worked. I spoke to her myself. Certain that Caleb was playing a sick joke, I dialed a random number. A stranger picked up and screamed for help. Before I could react, a man took the phone from her and said he was going to find me. After the call ended, the phone, this dead, disconnected, ancient phone, began to ring, and it didn't stop. After hours of yelling, Caleb finally told me he got the phone from a classmate named Cody. Cody told Caleb how to use the phone, dialing birth dates, when to hang up and when to talk, and claimed that his uncle Devin had passed these rules down to him. Why would an adult give a kid something like this? I asked. Because Cody's mom died, Caleb sniffled, and he missed her. A vivid mental image filled my head. A faceless little boy curled under a pile of blankets and whispering into a dead phone. I shuddered. Then why the hell did Cody give the phone to you? Because he kept getting scary calls. My skin prickled. Like us? No, his were different. In what way? Caleb burst into tears. I don't know, okay? Leave me alone! Shrill ringing exploded, causing Caleb to shriek. The phone. That goddamn phone. Caleb ran to the bathroom crying. I whirled around, scanning the room. There it was, on the floor in front of the door. I threw the door open, revealing a breathtaking view of the autumnal forest outside. Sunlight shafted through vibrant leaves. Wind whistled through the underbrush. Dry leaves skirled across the dirt path. I slammed the door and picked up the phone. The little square screen blazed with white light. No numbers, no characters, just blank, blinding light. I flipped it open. Who are you? I screamed. This is the operator, said a smooth voice. I'm going to connect you now. What? No, who the hell? But it was too late. The operator's voice had ceded to a series of soft beeps. I heard a clunk and a brief silence. Then, please, a shaky, weepy whisper issued from the phone. Please help me. My name is Devin Garnis. He's in the house. He's downstairs laughing. Can you hear him laughing? Sure enough, I could. Deep, warm laughter echoing from below. You answered the phone, he whispered. You're the only one who can help. The laughter suddenly exploded, deafening and painful. Devin's hysterical screeching was nearly drowned in it. I could barely make sense of the cacophony, screaming, roaring, and a heavy rhythmic thudding like the heartbeat of a giant. The screams abruptly diminished to a thick gurgling, punctuated occasionally with wet tearing sound. After several minutes, a wheezy peal of laughter filled my ear. You shouldn't answer calls from strangers. Who are you? I asked. Another mad little giggle. I am called Piper. Hear me sing. A shrill, tonal melody issued bursts from the speaker. Head-splitting and mesmerizing at once, an insane flood of images filled my head, too quick and somehow too alien to properly register, like subliminal messaging. Stop! I roared. The last note bled into another gutful. It's easy to scare little boys with scary little phones. Are you a scared little boy, Tyler? A scared, sad little boy who cries in the night? What the hell? Caleb is, and Cody is, and Devin was. But not you, Tyler. No. I'm quite sure you're a big boy. The sheer ridiculousness made me want to laugh. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Monsters seem to love stupid, infantilizing schoolyard taunts. But I was too afraid. Luckily for all of us, I know exactly what scares big boys. Exactly. In the bathroom, Caleb's crying cut off abruptly. Piper's voice threaded through my head like electric poison. Look at the TV, Tyler. The screen flared to life. Bright, blazing, blinding white, a trapped supernova. I closed my eyes, but the white light burned through them. Look! Piper commanded. His voice stretched and twisted, devolving into a senseless screech that made me nauseous. Look! I looked. On the TV screen, I saw Caleb's dark bedroom. The picture was reasonably clear, but static randomly curdled the image. Caleb tiptoed into the room, carrying a grocery bag. He froze as my voice shouted from off screen. I know you were downstairs. Go to sleep. It's after midnight. Sorry. Good night, Tyler. He closed the door and locked it, and he carried the bag to the window. To my surprise, he extracted a bundle of dried flowers, a raw steak, a lock of hair, and a piece of jewelry. It was too dark to be sure, but I thought I recognized my mother's birthstone necklace. He surveyed his work breathlessly, then hurried to his bed. He burrowed under the covers and extracted something from under his pillow. Small, thin, rectangular. The phone. He flipped it open and punched in a number and whispered, "Operator, please connect me." Another agonizing moment. Then, "Hi, Mom." A burbling little squeak issued from the speaker. "I did exactly like you told me." More squeaking. Caleb kicked his feet excitedly. "Yay! Yay! When?" For the first time, I became aware of the thick shadows in his room, shifting like curtains in a weak wind. "Really? Oh, good. Can I get Tyler? Please?" The shadows seemed to drift to Caleb's, coalescing around his bed. They looked absurdly like incorporeal manta rays. "Oh." Disappointment practically radiated from him. "Okay, well, if it works, maybe next time?" More squeaking. "Good!" The shadows came together, twisting into a funnel like a miniature tornado. As I watched, a tail stretched out and curled around the phone. Caleb was oblivious. "Okay, I'm ready. What do I need to do?" The shadows deepened and thickened strangely. I couldn't quite comprehend it. The way they twisted and grew was slowly erupting into physical form. Dull light glinted with the darkness. I gasped. Eyes. Long, thin eyes, shining like dim stars. The rest fell quickly into place. A twisted face, stripped of flesh from the nose to chin. Flayed, gossamer skin drifting like ribbons from emaciated limbs. Raw flesh exploding when blisters and weeping sores. A body. A nightmare. Right there, in my brother's room. He didn't see. Piper giggled. "Scared children rarely do." The Revenant reared up. Tattered, flesh swinging and wet, gory strings, and settled itself beside Caleb. Exposed teeth reflected the light from the phone screen. Caleb cried out, "Shh." The Revenant spoke in my mother's voice, lipsless mouth clumsily forming the words. "It's just me. I'm here." The bleeding wraith set its hand on Caleb's cheek. He jumped again and visibly shuddered, but then he laughed. "I feel you! You're right here!" I watched, stunned, as the inhuman Revenant stood and slid liquidly to the window. It ate the steak, chewing slowly as it conversed with Caleb. Then it crunched out the herbs and sprinkled them across the windowsill. Those long, slit-like eyes traced the trail, cutting through the darkness like the dimness of headlights. Finally, it placed the lock of hair in an open wound in its throat. Suddenly, it gagged. "What's wrong?" Caleb asked. "Nothing, sweetie. Nothing at all." Then it picked up the necklace and drifted back to Caleb. "Don't move." With great care, it set the necklace across his forehead. Caleb gasped and screamed. I watched, horrified, as blisters bubbled across his forehead. The Reverend immediately flung it across the room. It hit the window with a hollow clink. Then it lay beside Caleb again, and one by one, it kissed its blisters. By the time it finished, his forehead was smooth and unblemished. "What happened?" he asked tearfully. "I think you broke a rule, lovely," it said sternly. "Was the lock of hair really yours?" Caleb didn't answer. "Caleb," it said. "I was scared," he burst out. "I have short hair. If I cut it, I'll look stupid. And the people at school would laugh. So I used some of Tyler's instead." "Oh," the Reverend said. "I suppose that's fine." Piper crackled in my ear. "It's not fine." "So I can still come see you?" Caleb's voice was weepy and full of hope. "No, baby. You broke a rule." He began to cry. "I can't take you." The creature stroked his face. He reached out desperately, burying his face into its sore-riddled chest. "But I know someone who can." "Who?" he wept. "My friend," it said. "His name is Piper." "Is he here with you?" "No, but I'll tell you how to find him." "How, Mom? How?" "Since he used Tyler's hair, Tyler needs to help. You have to show him how to play the game." Caleb wilted. "He won't believe me." "Yes, he will." I watched flabbergasted as the monstrosity told Caleb to demonstrate the game by calling my grandmother. "He's going to get scared," it told Caleb. "You will too, but be strong. Tyler's smart. He'll come around and then you can both come visit me." "Okay." Caleb nestled himself into the creature's body. "I'll do it tomorrow." The screen went black. "And?" Piper's voice swelled happily. "Here we are." "What are you?" I whispered. "I am called Piper," he repeated. "I sing and you listen, or sometimes," he chuckled, "you watch and you learn." Just then I realized I hadn't seen or heard Caleb for several minutes. I dropped the phone and bolted for the bathroom. Piper's laughter swelled in my ear as the dogs began to howl downstairs. The door was locked. I threw myself against it. It barely budged. I spun around, scanning the room for something, anything. Furniture, blankets, luggage. That was it. Behind me, the bathroom door creaked open. Relief overwhelmed me. I stumbled over and burst into the bathroom. It was empty. I turned around, too stunned to process my own panic, as the TV flickered to life. A dark room with earthen walls filled the screen. Strange plants sprouted from the corners, draping everything in glistening vines. Caleb stood in the middle of the room, hands tightly clamped to his face. He didn't move, didn't speak, didn't as much as twitch. It was like looking at a statue, a mannequin. All at once, something shifted in the back, enormous and glistening, with what seemed 100 eyes and a face that defied comprehension. And the screen went dark. I leapt for the phone. I heard Piper's laughter before the phone touched my ear. "Where is he?" I screamed. "What did you do?" "Nothing," Piper said. "Yet." "You fucker," I wept. "If you touch him, if you fucking touch him." "I will, Tyler. I will touch him. I will harm him and destroy him and corrupt him beyond anything you can comprehend. If, and only if, you don't do as I say. For a long moment, I thought I would faint. Will you listen to instructions, Tyler? I thought of my baby brother, standing so still in that dark, lonely room. Yes. Piper giggled. Oh good, oh good. It's been so long since I had a big boy to work with. And then he hung up. I immediately exploded into action. I checked the house, the property, the car. I drove back to our house and checked there too. He's not there. He's nowhere. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to call the cops. I'm afraid to use the phone. I'm even afraid to destroy the phone. If I don't have it, then I can't get Piper's instructions. But I'm afraid of those too. I don't know. I'm lost. I know it's a long shot, but if anyone has any idea as to where Caleb is, what he summoned, what Piper is, or what he'll make me do, please share. Please.